Hi, we're back.
Hey, we're
Good
back.
Good morning, everybody. It's okay. It's Monday. Like to lounge a little bit.
I said, what are we doing?
Relax. Trust me, I've been working here 15 years. I still don't know what I'm doing. It's not uncommon to visit a graveyard to pay your respects to loved ones, but what about making cemeteries a destination trip, making it a family adventure?
A family adventure. There is a lot of history there, and that may seem a little strange to some, but for one Cincinnati man, he is making necro tourism popular again. So
Morgan
cool.
Parrish is live this morning, and Morgan, there is a lot of history when you look at the stones out there.
There is. Hey guys, good morning. And you know, earlier we were talking about some of the haunted, spooky stories, but even aside from that, there's still just some really rich history here. You know, joining me is the cemetery expert, Ken Nagley, and he's with Necro Tourism. Tell us a little bit about where we're standing right now. Earlier we were with the unknown child, and now we've moved to a different part at Wesleyan Cemetery.
This is one of the most historical areas of the cemetery itself. For those that don't know, this cemetery is very rich in Underground Railroad history. Some of the abolitionists and the conductors of the railroad actually used this area as part of really a significant historical thing. It's in this area back behind us in the back corner. It is the famed story, the escape of the 28. Some of the famed abolitionists like Levi Coffin and John Fairfield, these guys came up with a plan when they found out that one of the only ways that black people were allowed to be unescorted in the city of Cincinnati at that time was if they were conducting a funeral. So they came up with fake funerals where they would march people with the caskets up from the river, and they would come here to Wesleyan Cemetery into the back area, and they would hide over the edge, because prior to the highway being here, that used to be the Mill Creek back in the day. They would hide over the edge until it got dark. Then conductors would come along to lead them up Hamilton Avenue, which was a main road along the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, and you know, this is something that most people probably wouldn't know, you know, just stepping foot in here. So talk about the tours that you offer to really give people some insight into, you know, the depths into the cemetery.
Well, we do. There's a really rich history of people that are here. You know, the first Surgeon General in the country is here. We have there's a Medal of Honor recipient here. The actual Reds player that Mr. Red was designed after, he was here. Another scary thing I forgot to mention to you guys before, but you know, Charles Manson used to live across the street from here when he was a teenager, and he was known to rob people in this cemetery. But one of the people I really wanted to point out to you guys is right behind us is John Van Zant, who is a famed abolitionist here in the city of Cincinnati. And he is actually known for the fact that he was one of the people that helped create the escape of the 28 and other things. But for those of you that are familiar with Harriet Beecher Stowe's novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin, there is a character in there, John Van Trapp. And that character is actually Cincinnati's own John Van Zant, who eventually was convicted of fugitive slave release, and his family was disgraced. And he's a notorious Cincinnati, and as a matter of fact, the famed Eliza house in that book was actually his house in Glendale.
Wow, so amazing. Okay, well, we learn something new every day. So anybody who would like to book a tour with Ken, you can reach out to him on Facebook, social media. He has a podcast, and, you know, last year they did haunted tours, and he's getting ready to do his haunted tours possibly again this year, closer to Halloween. I'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, Morgan, thanks.
Make sure you stick with us. We'll be right back with What Caught Our Eye.